We've heard from the Pentagon and from the Defense Secretary Jim Mattis and from the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Joseph Dunford. They have an evaluation that's largely positive, and they had it very quickly because this was a very short military operation over Syria. It looks like it didn't last any more than 30 to 40 minutes. And according to Defense Secretary Jim Mattis, this was a one-off, a first, maybe the only wave of strikes from the United States, the United Kingdom and France is over, and no other strikes are planned. We know how many missiles were used. We don't know exactly which ones and where they came from, how many from planes, how many from Navy destroyers in the Mediterranean, but there were over 120 missiles used, according to the United States. The Defense Secretary is saying there were double the amount that were used the last time around, 1 year ago, when the Trump administration first fired on targets that belonged to the regime of Bashar al-Assad. In terms of the targets, there were three targets associated with the chemical weapons program of the Syrian regime. One in Damascus, that's where you've seen the pictures of explosions and smoke over the capital of Syria, and two in or near Homs, one of which is the base from which the United States, the UK and France believe the chemical weapons attack was staged, from where the helicopters took off that day 1 week ago when that chemical weapons attack happened in Ghouta.
We heard a lot of talk from the U.S., U.K. and France, as well as the United Nations, in the run-up to this attack. Tell us more about the U.S. government's justification for launching these strikes.
Well, the US government now believes it has the same evidence that the French government was, for a while, the only one to have said it had, which was evidence that, first of all, there was a chemical weapons attack in Douma, and that the regime of Bashar al-Assad was responsible. The United States is now confident of that, is sure of that. It says it has the intelligence. France and the United Kingdom appear to agree, hence why this joint military action happened. But there is another justification given by the US president. He says that this first wave, maybe again the only wave of strikes from these three allied countries, are to deter the Syrian president from ever using chemical weapons again. The warning from the United States and from the US president is a pretty clear one. If there is further use of chemical weapons, then there would be a further wave of strikes from these three allied countries. The United States says it wants to stop Bashar al-Assad from producing and from using chemical weapons in the future. That is the object, that is the goal of this military operation, says the US president.